season 2 that Bren Esports' weakness was a Selena.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't, everyone just shrugged it off. The team even said that we don't think that Selena is our weakness, but it was the one who costed them the whole championship in the first place.
Exactly.
So, yeah, and it's a strong hero. It's a really strong hero. But right now, its snowball capability is a bit limited. Like, if you don't get a good early game, the Selena will be a non-factor in the coming fights because there are a lot of things to play around that abyssal arrow with. Sometimes when you get hit by an arrow, you don't press purify. You don't press purify because you wait for the Selena to come in. When the Selena comes in, you press purify. Then you punish the Selena heavily.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about the Selena. Selena can't go 1v1 with you. As long as you don't get hit by an arrow, the Selena will probably not engage.
Exactly, that's right. And as long as there's no follow-up to Selena, it's also not as potent as we think it is. Maybe some teams can utilize it because they have such good synergy, but sometimes some teams just pick the Selena because, hey, it's a Selena. So we'll have to find out if Team Chik is one of those teams that can fully utilize the Selena, especially around the mid lane where there's gonna be a Harith right nearby. That's very important to note. If the Selena hits a target, expect the Zaman Force to go straight down, slow down the target, and then unlimited chrono dashes. So I'm looking forward to that for Team Chik. But for Iphios, this is what you were talking about. This is the fighter lineup where you have a Masha, you have a Fams, you also have strong damage output from the backline alongside crowd control from this Popol and Koopa. Do you think this is going to be effective? I feel like they're going to forego a tank. There you go. They are not going to lock in a tank for this one. Do you agree with this one, Butters?
I for one do not think a tankless lineup would work. But for Iphios Esports right now, you have to think about the sheer damage capability that they have.
Yeah.
And that this only means that Tams and Popol and Koopa will be the ones who will soak up a lot of damage. Now, the Rock is a good pick onto the side of Team Chik. Because one of the things that the Rock gives is damage output that you can't. It's just that there's a lack of frontliner that if they don't snowball, and if Team Chik snowball, there's no damage absorbed on their side. There's no shock absorber on their side. So they really have to play this well. If they don't, it's gonna cost them a lot.
That's true. So we'll have to wait and see as we load up into the game. Team Chik versus Iphios Esports Game 1. It's going to be a very exciting early game. Will we see a lot of steals happening here? Apparently, First Blood is going to be it. No buffs. No buff steals. We want to go and take the fight right away. That is what Iphios Esports is doing right now. And the observer doesn't know where to look. Everyone's fighting everywhere. This is so funny to watch. And in the end, it's a 2-1 in favor of Iphios Esports. Despite that, we are still not done. The buff looks like it's going to be reset. That is a lot of time being brought here by Iphios as well on their side. Gets a little bit of gold lead. And how important is that buff take?
Well, who got it in a way? I didn't really see. Who got it? Who got the red? Who got the purple?
Them also. I think they died right away after they got it. That's why we can't find it right now.
So that's big, especially if Cax was the one who died. I think Cax was the one who died, right?
That's right. I think so. So
no. Cax didn't die. Cax didn't die. It probably went to, let's say, the Grok or a Pabu.
Yeah, the power of nature. I
think it's probably. Oh no! Cax still has it. Cax still has the blue. Okay.
Okay. He got it from the retribution.
Yes, he got it from the retribution. Still lives because I wanted to make sure that they got the buff, just because it's going to be hard for a Harith to come back from this certain point if he didn't get the purple buff at level 1.
Yeah, and they wouldn't walk as confidently as he is right now if he didn't get that buff, right?
Yes.
But for the bottom lane, it's gonna be a big problem for Pabu. Gets stepped on a trap there, and 3 people from Iphios Esports claiming him for their own. Oh, the regen might have kicked in, but apparently he's only level 3. That's just going to be an answer to kill on the bottom lane. And the rest of Team Chik.
Cax gets blocked off by the Guardian's barrier, and Team Chik They're doing something, but they're not really favoring their teammates. Like, they're blocking off each other. Someone getting picked up into the mid lane. Iphios Esports here, just making the most out of every single mistake that Team Chik is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like every single turn. Like look at that. They're even forcing flickers out of the Selena near the tower. And they're using up so much resources, even their frontliners, their Jawhead, their Grok, are having a hard time staying in the lane.
And look at this. Even their offlaner is helping the Harith get the blue. Now, I like the prioritization for the blue of the Harith because they know that Cax will be the one who's going to carry them into the early to mid game transition phase. But the thing is, you're rendering the other lanes useless.
Yeah.
If you're doing this.
Exactly. So what are you actually achieving when you're holding them like that? Oh my gosh. Hot dog. Out of nowhere, I think he was so surprised about that. He didn't know where to go in that regard. And Iphios Esports, they're like a shark in water, my friend. They are hunting everyone down.
Yeah. Right now, Team Chik, they are being reactive to everything that Iphios Esports is doing. And that's the only thing that's saving them from losing this game entirely. Now, Iphios Esports, as long as they keep this pressure and Team Chik is just reacting to everything that they're doing, then they're probably gonna win anytime soon.
Yep.
And that's how ML goes. Like, we're not being biased, we're just saying what we're saying, but Team Chik here, they're not really playing to win. They are playing not to lose.
Yep.
There is a big difference between playing to win than playing not to lose.
Yeah, it's like they're just hoping that they want to stay alive, right? And let the game go to 20 minutes. It's not always a viable option, especially in the highest caliber players here in the MPL. You can't just hope that you won't die because they will find ways to kill you just like that.
And while Iphios Esports, Team Chik, they are just going at it. You know, the thing is, Iphios Esports and Team Chik, this is a very action-packed game. Even if you say that Team Chik is at a 5-kill disadvantage, they're just going at it, and they're just trying to fight. They're just trying to fight Iphios Esports head on, and I like the bravado. But I think that you have to put your your pride at some point. At some point that you can win into the early game, but right now, as long as you're not really turning these kills into objectives, I don't really think that you're doing it right.
Okay.
If you see Esports, they might have lost a bit of 2 people on the jungle, but still, you have to realize that the turtle is on their side. The turrets are on their side.
Yeah, I think they kind
is the name of the game.
They kind of heard you, and then the fams just went for the turtle, but now he already gave it away. Wow, Team Chik, they answered really quickly. But of course, because of everything that Iphios Esports is doing, they are ahead in the economy by 4,000 goals. Let's have a look at the Gillette Instant Replay and see how they played that around the jungle area. I think they kind of held steady here because of their positioning. They were secured next to a very tight corridor, and they just danced and kited Mimao for the rest of that replay. So they got ahead because of that, and the Famous was getting the turtle as that was happening.
Lot of things going to the Team Chik. Iphios Esports, they are trying to hold on to this lead, but yeah, the Selena, the Harith, they're doing well. Yi Sun-shin here almost with that Blade of Despair. Iphios Esports, on the other hand, still looking really good. Heptasis on that Hayabusa. Deadly Blade for the Masha. Clock of Destiny for the Farsa. They're just taking their time scaling into this game. They're not really in a rush to end this game fast because they know that in terms of scaling, they can take on a Yi Sun-shin and a Harith.
Yeah,
the Harith, they might have a bit of a problem, but the damage output for Iphios Esports, it's enough. It's enough to take down, or it's enough to burst down a Harith.
That's right. So
they hard.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, And they're also waiting for Scent on the Yi Sanshin to scale up. That's what they're doing nonstop today, right? Remember, it doesn't always work, but there was like very few times that it worked. Remember, there was like a game in the finals where Bren was like just saying, "Carl Teasy, just hold on, just hold on." Remember that? That was those are very rare moments where it you can just turtle and then just win the late game. But it's not always the best strategy. I think that's what Butters is trying to say.
Yeah. It's not the best strategy to just wait, but sometimes it's all you can do. If the other team has the certain advantage, I'm not saying that the advantage right now for the side of Iphios Esports is really high. It's like what 6K gold? That's not big in any sense. That's like big for 8 minutes. Team Chick has all the capability to just come back from this, but Iphios Esports, what they really have is the total map control. They can go in and out of Team Chick's jungle and just punish them head on.
Yep.
That's how big that Iphios Esports map control is.
Yeah.
Now, looking at the objectives on the map, there is a bottom lane turret left, outer turret left for the side of Team Chick. That's going to be Iphios Esports target, I think, for the next few minutes. But there is also a Lord coming up in 30 seconds.
Yeah, so you gotta watch out for that 35 seconds. You saw how confident Iphios Esports is walking tall here. But now, will they be able to win this team fight? It looks like they are in a good position to do that. Diving onto RTZ. RTZ gonna fly off on out of there. But the double kill happening for that Hayabusa. G is just getting kills left, right, and center. And now they are in a good position to take more objectives from the map. Although not gonna be the Lord because there's only 3 of them left on the map.
If you see Esports, they're really just flexing their lead, and look at this Hayabusa with a triple kill. It's as if he needed more gold.
Yeah.
He got free reign over the farm, and right now he's just gonna go for it. Contract Inferno will be popped. The ejector is there, and that will be enough to take him down.
Yeah, maybe he wants to get to a point where everyone is just one hit from the shadow kill, right? Let's have a look at the replay and see the kills that Hayabusa is getting as well. I mean, they were just... Every hit of the shadow kill right now just hurts so much. The mobility and the lockdown is, I think, the only thing that they're lacking. Everywhere else, in damage output, Iphios Esports looks so confident.
I think that the confidence is I think that the confidence can be backed up with a bit of a swag.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself. Like, they can style on Team Chick as long as they want, but the main problem is Team Chick, they still have the jawhead, and they have to respect that. And when you style like this onto the top lane, you give 2 kills. You give 2 kills to the enemy. So Team Chick, they're definitely not out, because Iphios Esports, they might be in the lead, but they're not playing the cleanest game of Mobile Legends Bang Bang in the world.
That's true. It is just not clean at all. But, of course, IG is... I think he's gathered enough lead to just be super confident in the way he plays around the shadows. And like you said, that jawhead can really take out Hayabusa if he uses up his shadows. And that's, I think, what's happened there as well. Unstoppable force into the jawhead, into the Hayabusa. You can go to any shadow you want. You're not gonna get away from that one.
And wow, Team Chick, they're doing their best. You got to commend them for this.
Yeah.
Iphios Esports, Lotus, Pabu getting caught out, and that's not really the best position in the world to be in at this point of the game. 11 minutes in, you know that you don't have control over your map. You stay there, and you're asking to go down. Jester here trying to go for the Guardian's Barrier, and look at that! Team Chick with the steal, and this might be the punish. Team Chick, this might be the comeback that they're looking for.
So this is the punishment that they get for not completely cleaning it up in the team fights. They lose some members, that's why they're a bit down on the Lord take. And Team Chick, great timing by the way, getting everything that they wanted in that plus more just because of knowing when to go in. So now Team Chick has the backup of that Lord walking on the bot lane. I wonder what Iphios Esports is gonna do about this, because I think Team Chik is slowly matching up in terms of firepower against Iphios.
Mm-hmm. But Team Chick, that was a well-timed power of nature coming out from Jester. You have to give it up to the guy. He literally saved his team from losing, and now he just gave the lead. And Iphios Esports, they're being pushed. How will they answer? They don't know the pressure that Team Chick can bring to their table, but right now they are getting the full force of it. Iphios Esports, can they answer? That is the question, Rockhart. How do you think Iphios Esports should handle this pressure?
Man, I think they should start splitting up and making use of this Hayabusa on the back foot, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Of course, there will be Pabu helping out in catching some of that damage. That Hayabusa not gonna be long for in this world. Right now, that, oh my god, what's happening to Iphios? They're slowly fading into the fight, but looks like just through sheer determination and sheer will down poke damage, they're able to repel Team Chik this time around, and they even keep all of their inhibitor turrets. That is a pretty good play.
Oh my goodness, what a player. He knows when to fight. He knows how to get in position. You really have to give it up to for this season, Shin. Now, the thing is, Masha isn't really doing that well.
Exactly.
If you're seeing the Masha right now, Mimao, he's not really, he can't put pressure. I'm not saying that he's not doing well as a player. It's just that his hero needs to split push as much as possible, go for the duels as much as possible. But then again, going in front of 5 people, 2 people, that's not really the best case for Masha.
That's true.
You should be patient, you should find the right moment to strike, and when you do, nobody can beat you at that. As long as you know your role here for the side of Iphios Esports, this is probably going to be a bearable pressure coming up from Team Chik. But right now, Iphios Esports, they lost their bus to actually, just take the game away from Team Chik. But there is a Lord in a minute. So Iphios Esports, that might be their next target here to just end the game.
Yeah, 1 minute to the Lord, that could be what they need. I think the problem with Iphios Esports is they have 2 split pushers, Hayabusa and Masha. The sign of a good offlaner split pusher like Masha or Hayabusa is if they can push off top or bottom. We haven't seen that in a long time now. And that's probably the reason why they're trying to avoid the team fights. That's why the team fights are not clean. Because they are split pushers. You cannot expect them to go straight into a fight and succeed. They usually need to make a turnaround, right? They need to attack from behind to be effective. But there's no one in front, right? It's only fams.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about earlier. The lack of tanks means that Team Chik will just head in. They will not care about your tankiness. They will just care about your damage output. They will care about not getting bursted. But aside from that, they don't really have to worry about anything else.
That's true. Again, all we can find here, all that we can find here for Iphios is that they have good damage output. But other than that, their setup, their crowd control, it's super limited, my friend. So I'm looking for a way that Iphios Esports can initiate well into a team fight, because all the initiating is on the side of Team Chik. Selena Arrow, Grok Wall, and maybe this Jawhead.
You have to give it up to Cax as well. He didn't really have the best of games. Like, a lot of his buffs were contested in a way, but through sheer perseverance, he got to this point, and with a positive scoreline as well, 3-7. That's not bad. I mean, you would see Harith players get more points or get more scores on their scoreline, on their kill attribute at 10, 11, 12 at this point of the game. But right now, he just went in and saved his team. He didn't have the best early game, but he's here.
Yep.
He's doing it.
Absolutely. They are doing it very, very well. I mean, it's not super clean yet, like we mentioned earlier, but right now they are taking fights right. They are juggling the damage output very well. And now they are the ones who are on the hunt here. They want to go for it. Right now, though, this Hayabusa is still proving to be a pain in the butt, despite not being able to do the assassinations very effectively. Now they can take the Lord without contest, and the Lord will go over to Team Chik because of that, and not to mention a kill. Actually, make that too. Mimao actually went down earlier in that fight. So who's left to defend here?
Everyone except Mimao.
That's right.
The only one because everyone except Mimao.
Yeah.
Mimao. 3mar, RTZ, Aji. Aji didn't have the retribution at that point. He was just trying to go to the front line, just throw a shuriken, throw 3 shurikens at it, then probably just go back. That's the only way he's gonna go for the steam.
Yep.
Now, Team Chik, with this, just because they had a tank, which is 076, they have a soak, they have a shock absorber in terms of damage. They're winning this game.
Yep.
They're just
Slowly
winning.
but surely.
They're winning the game with the idea that they have a tank. Now, if you
Exactly.
Esports, they might have shot themselves in the foot right here. That if they just went for a tank, this
Like
could have
instead of
probably ended it.
Hayabusa, maybe get an Atlas or what's a good one?
Kufra would be
Kufra.
good.
Yeah, Kufra wasn't banned out.
Even a Hylos wouldn't be bad. Like with the pacing of the game that happened later, any tank would suffice.
Yep, that's even gonna help out the Harif even more and the Yisan Shin to reposition properly to take the team fights in their favor. So now Iphios Esports, they're trying to see if they can make the pickoffs. They're sending out Koopa, not gonna be able to take down Jester, but the rest of the team will have the power of Scent to back up the damage out.
This Mimao. Oh,
No.
I thought it was going to be another Pabu pick-off.
Pabu's on the hunt. He's hunting people now, my friend, and looks like we're about to see another pretty long game here. Iphios, they had a pretty good lead already, but what happened? How did they drop the ball so hard? Did they actually just stop hunting down and let themselves be hunted like right now? Cax and Hotdog trying to get into Freemar. I pronounced that right. Freemar. Yes. There you go. So now they are on the hunt, and I don't know. I feel like Team Chik is slowly getting whittled down while they're doing it, but they're able to get Aji just in the nick of time. There you go. Beautiful.
And I think they're set in stone. I think Team Chik just won from
they
here
won.
on out. They just won from here on out. Because Scent, look at this, can deal as much damage as possible, and when the marksman can just go in to your base without getting punished like this.
Yeah, he's standing there.
He's just standing there, no punish.
Yeah, so
this is 100% on the side of Team Chik. They will win game number 1.
all right. So what did we learn today? It's very difficult to win out a pure team fight composition with 2 split pushers and no tank. Team Chik, congratulations, 1-0 against Iphios Esports.